Go.
Hi, my name is Natasha Clage, and today I'm going to be making a video about theoretical, actual, and percent yield. So what we need to think about first is what is theoretical percent and actual yield. It's used to calculate reactions in the lab and used to determine errors in those reactions. A basis that you're going to need is the stoichiometric ratios. So we've learned those before, and I'll have an example behind me going over that a little bit later. Also, what we'll need to know is limiting reagents. And if you remember what a limiting reagent is, it is the product that's used up first, and it gives us an idea of what our theoretical yield can actually be. So let's move on. So theoretical yield is the maximum amount of product you can expect based off of your limiting reactions or reactants. So if I take hot dogs for an example, I have 4 buns and 5 hot dogs. My buns are the limiting reagents, as I can only make 4 theoretically complete hot dogs if it's a 1-to-1 ratio. So this is my theoretical yield of hot dogs. All right, now we'll just get rid of the excess reagent. So then we'll move on to actual. So in the process of chemical reactions, we know that chemical reactions do not always react the same way every time. There's something called side reactions that occur that it just depends on the combustion rate, the energy levels, and everything that goes into reactions. So if we take our hot dogs, for example, say that I have 4 hot dogs and I'm cooking and my dog eats a whole hot dog. Now I am left with three actual hot dogs, or 3 yield or actual yield reagents. So this is my actual yield. So then we'll move on to the percent yield. And the percent yield is very easy to figure out. So this is percent yield is the actual yield divided by the theoretical yield times 100. So if I had 5 hot dogs and 4 buns, my theoretical yield was 4 hot dogs. My dog steals a hot dog, I'm left with 3 hot dogs. My percent yield is the actual divided by the theoretical times 100. So that gives me 3 divided by 4 times 100 equals 75%. So my percent yield is actually 75% because I am missing that 4th hot dog. So let's look at this in a chemistry standpoint. Okay, so if 14.3 grams of propane reacts with an excess of oxygen, what is the theoretical yield of water that will be produced by this reaction if 15.7 grams of water was actually produced? What is the percent yield? So we have our balanced equation. We will use our stoichiometric ratios and solve this. And then once we solve this, you can see that we are left with 23.4 grams of H2O. So taking our calculations again, or our percent yield, the actual divided by the theoretical times 100, this will give us our 15.7 grams divided by our 23.4 times 100 equals 67%. So in conclusion, just know that you have to remember how to use the chemical reactions, or how to decipher what the limiting reagents are, how to use the stoichiometric ratios, and how to balance equations. And then you can figure out the theoretical, actual, and percent yield. Thank you very much.